In this video, we're going to show you how to do our DIY patches using our faux marrow stitch. This is a motif that gives you a simulated marrow border without having to have a marrow machine. So watch till the end to learn all the tips and tricks, and let's get started. Attention all machine embroidery beginners. Are you struggling to hoop your fabrics, don't know what thread to use, or even what tension is? Sign up for our free Embroidery for Beginners course and become an expert in no time. Click the link in the description to get started. In this video, we're going to be doing a patch that's going to be done in two different steps. The first file is going to create the actual patch using our patch twill. This is a special twill that actually has a twill material on one side and it has a laminated buckram on the other side, which is how patches are actually made. In this step, we're going to actually create just the shape and we're going to run it on a piece of tearaway stabilizer. Cut it out, make sure that it's ironed nice and flat, spray it onto our next design file, which is going to use our prep patch. This product actually is a little bit dimply on one side, it's smooth on the other. It stays firmly hooped within the actual hoop, but it will retain the stitches of the faux marrow border, and all we'll have to do is tear it away when it's done. A little bit of painter's tape might be useful. I have my bamboo wooden sticks so that I don't sew through my finger. And of course, our spray adhesive is also going to be a product that we're going to use to apply the twill to our prep patch. Step number one, we're just going to take a piece of tearaway stabilizer and we're going to cut it to the size of the hoop. We're going to make sure that it is securely hooped within the hoop. And then we're going to call up the first design on the machine, which is just a running stitch that is going to show us exactly the shape of the patch. We'll lay down our twill and then we'll run the shape and cut it out. Now before we dive in, you should know that our professional patchmaking supplies are currently on clearance sale for 40% off while supplies last. This is your last chance to score on these incredible products before they're gone forever. Now the first file was really quick. All it did was put a running stitch down, which gave me the shape that I'm going to cut out for this actual patch. So now that it's done, I'm just going to remove that from the hoop. I'm going to leave everything intact at this point, and I'm going to cut right on the dotted line. So I'm going to literally cut so that I'm cutting right on the running stitch, and that is going to be the exact shape that I actually need. Now within our files, we do also include an SVG file. So if you do have a cutter, you don't need to run this part of the design and cut this out manually. You can actually use the SVG file on your cutter and it will cut the shape exactly to the shape that you need for the DIY patches. Get rid of some of the little extra fluff, get rid of that piece of stabilizer, and that is the exact shape that we need for the patch that we're going to run. Now the second step for the second file, we're going to use our prep patch material, and this I'm just going to cut a piece and I'm going to make sure that it's going to be large enough for the hoop. I want to make sure that I save all my pieces because I might be able to use this piece for a smaller hooping later on, and I'm going to then hoop this with the rough or dimply side facing down. And this dimply side is what helps this product to stay intact within the hoop and not move as much as a smooth piece of plastic would. So once I put that in place at the top, I'm just going to push it down, and now I can see that I have a nice tight hooping. If you want to, you could actually take some T-pins and put them in place here so that you reduce the movement on either end. So the T-pins will actually go right where those two parts of the hoop actually meet, and I will just put them in on either side. Because this is a hoop that is a rectangle shape, it's going to give me more stability on just the four corners. These areas are nice and tight, but these long straightaways will have a tendency to pull the material in. So those T-pins on either side are going to stop any of that pulling on the long straightaways on either side. So now I'm going to take my hoop and I'm just going to put it on the machine, and the first stitch that it's going to actually run is going to be a running stitch, the same as the last one, that's going to show me where I'm going to lay down this piece. Now, because this has the laminated buckram on the back, you'll notice that these have a tendency to kind of curve a little bit. Right before I place it down, I can go in there and kind of turn it the opposite end to try to mold it so that it's as flat as possible. And as soon as I do that, I will take some of my spray adhesive and I'll just spray it and put it down on that running stitch. So we're now going to load the second design and get things running. Now the design is all ready to go, so all we're going to do is press the start button. And the first stitch it's going to do is the running stitch that's going to show us where to put our actual twill. Now I have my piece of twill. I'm going to make sure I spray it on the side that has the buckram, so the twill is going to be face up. I'm going to give it a little bit of spray away from the machine, and then I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to line it right up to the running stitch, and it should line up 100% perfectly. At this point, we're going to lower the presser foot, and it's important that for this running stitch that's going to hold the twill in place, I want to make sure that I watch it very carefully, and I might need to guide it as it goes around, and that's why I'm using my bamboo stick. I suggest using these bamboo sticks, which are really for, cuticles or nails, because if your needle does happen to hit it, it won't damage your machine, it'll just split the piece of wood. If you use something else like a piece of metal or hard plastic, you could damage your machine. And you can see that it lined up perfectly all the way around. Now that we have this securely in place, all we have to do is continue running all of the other colors. The first thing it's going to now do is the faux marrow border, which is a special motif that I've created that does not have duplicated stitches in any one area, so it is production friendly. Whether you're running one piece, whether you're running a 24 head machine, you'll always get good results. For all you Embroidery Design Club members, be sure to print off the accompanying cheat sheet recipe card for this video. Don't forget that as an Embroidery Design Club member, you can instantly download all your cheat sheet recipe cards to help you quickly and easily embroider virtually anything. Plus, you'll also get access to over 30,000 embroidery design, bonus projects, free giveaways, live training, and more. Click the link in the description below to learn more about our fan favorite embroidery club now. And the design is done. It looks super clean. We're going to just remove it from the hoop. You can clean up any threads that you see on the back side really quickly. Once that is done and it's still in the hoop, I'm just going to lightly press with my finger and it's going to literally tear right out, and we are finished. You can see how it looks great. We have the stabilizer still on the back. At this point, I can use my post patch, which is a iron on, and it will give me a completely 100% finished look like a professional patch. This does come in numerous colors. We have tons of different colors to choose from, so you can custom make your patches to your requests or your customers' requests. So this gives you an option of doing it yourself, or we also have our ready-made patches, which we have another video that you might want to watch. They are super easy both ways. One is quicker than the other, but the results are the same quality. So comment below if you have any questions regarding how to do DIY patches, or watch the video above and see how easy it is to do ready-made patches. See you in the next video.